In fact, they've been tonight punishing sanctuary cities. As we reported last night, the Justice Department says it will not grant federal money to jurisdictions that do not obey federal immigration law. And Travis County, where the capital of Texas, Austin, is located, is one of the most aggressive sanctuary places in the country. In fact, the sheriff of the county, Sally Hernandez, is flat out refusing to hold illegal aliens who have been arrested, even if ICE asks for a detainer on them, unless the suspect is booked on capital charges. Sheriff saying she needs a warrant, which is a complicated process and not required by federal law. Already, Texas has denied Travis County $1.5 million in grants. Joining us from Austin, State Representative Eddie Rodriguez, who supports the sanctuary policy. Seems to me, Mr. Rodriguez, that a person in this country illegally who is then arrested for a crime, because remember, just crossing into the country is not a criminal offense, it's a civil offense. But the person's arrested for a crime, a criminal act, should not be allowed to roam around, even if Sally Hernandez wants them to. That's just logical, is it not?
Well, listen, I really do believe and support local law enforcement, whether that's here in Travis County or anywhere in the state of Texas. And I have to believe, and I do believe that Sally Hernandez and local law enforcement here thinks that this is the best policy. Now, I have had the opportunity to talk to local law enforcement, not only here in Austin, but around the state of Texas, and not one of them have told me that they believe that the communities will be safer if anti-sanctuary city laws are passed or anything else.
But you'll see that there are laws on the books, right? Federal immigration laws, there are laws on the books? You'll see that?
Correct.
Okay. So does Sally Hernandez, the sheriff of the county, have the right to make up her own law, to disregard federal law? Well, I don't like it, so I'm going to impose my own law. Does she have that power to do it?
Well, I don't believe that she's violating federal law at all.
Well, she is. If ICE asks for a detainer from a local jurisdiction, the local jurisdiction is supposed to cooperate with the Homeland Security Department.
The detainer is a detainer request, Bill, and the federal law doesn't mandate local law enforcement to detain for ICE and for ICE to then take them away. Now, what this policy here in Travis County has allowed her she's allowing herself the discretion to go after violent offenders.
Okay, here's why you're wrong. It's against the law, civil law, as I pointed out, to be in this country illegally, whether you overstay your visa or sneak in across the Texas border. Okay? So you are in violation of federal law just doing that. Then if the federal government asks a local sheriff like Sally Hernandez to hold the lawbreaker, the person who's here illegally, she's required to do so under the statute that these people are illegally here. Do you not understand that? And that's what they're defying in the sanctuary places.
Well, if you look at what Donald Trump's executive order is basically saying that if the officer of the sheriff or the local officer is withholding information from the federal government, then that person is disobeying the federal law.
I'm not talking about the executive order. I'm talking about the demand by the federal government that all local law enforcement obey the federal immigration laws, and that's why that's why they're going to get punished. Now, you're trying to raise money for your county, right? Travis County.
Yes, I am. If I can just go back really briefly, I think the policy, the question is whether or not these detainers are supposed to be honored, and the answer is that they're not. There is some discretion.
So what you're saying is that if you're here illegally and the ICE Homeland Security people say, please hold that person, that you're saying under the law, the local jurisdiction doesn't have to do it. That's what you're saying.
I think currently under the law there is some discretion built in. Okay, I do believe that. It's
just not there. You're trying to raise money for Sally and the Travis County folks because Sally's lost $1.5 million already, and she's going to lose more from the federal government. How you doing?
Bill, well, thank you for asking that. And Bill, it's not exactly accurate, if you'll allow me to. So what the governor did was withheld $1.5 million to Travis County, not to Sally Hernandez or the sheriff.
Travis County. She's the sheriff of the county.
That's correct, but those are two very, very different things. So the money did not go to the Sheriff's Department in any way, shape, or form. The money actually went to Travis County for different programs in different courts, right? So Travis County has veterans courts,
you're not getting that.
The veterans courts, the family violence courts, and et cetera. Those are where the governor decided to punish Travis County, and instead of he was intending to go after the sheriff, and instead he went after innocent folks in Travis County.
Well, there's no doubt innocent folks are going to get hurt by this, but I think it all comes back to Sheriff Hernandez and then disobeying the law.
Well,
Good
I
debate.
do think that the governor has a political vendetta against the sheriff, and in the process
Could be true. I don't know Texas politics. Could be true, but reality is reality. Good debate, Mr. Rodriguez. Appreciate you coming on. Plenty